And you want to know what the most twisted part about all this shit is? Is I'm not even sexually attracted to girls in real life. And you want to know how I know that, man? You want to know how I know that, man? Because I get erectile dysfunction whenever I try to get with a girl.
That's how bad looking at gooning content can affect you. That's how bad it gets.
I've spent probably $20,000 on pornography. Yeah,
Insane. Deaden, therefore, your body members that are on the earth as respects sexual immorality, uncleanness, uncontrolled sexual passion, hurtful desire, and greediness, which is idolatry. Lust leads to greediness. Brother, the Bible is here to tell you to get rid of that bad habit. You must get rid of anything that will even tempt you to look at gooning content. Jacking it, beating your meat, choking the chicken, gooning, edging. All these terms basically mean the same thing, which is pleasuring yourself. Now, although gooning and edging may be more extreme terms, it's all one and the same. And mixed with adult content, quite frankly, gooning is ruining the lives of many people in this world. Young men, and not just young men, but older men as well. Gooning has become an epidemic. It may affect you mentally, may even affect you physically, but either way, it's ruining your life. With porn being so easily accessible nowadays, men are just one scroll away, one swipe away from viewing adult content. And quite frankly, gooning is ruining your life. Yes, you, the one watching this. As a former gooner, I can attest to this. It's not good for you. It's not good for your health. Despite what anybody says, you can stop. You should stop. In this video, we're gonna react to people who have took gooning to a whole nother level and see if we can fix the problem of this gooning epidemic. My name is Saucy Swole, and I'm here today to help you to stop gooning. Now, it pains me to talk about this story, but if you've been online for the last month and a half, you've probably heard this story. A man named Nautica, he took his own life because of gooning. He pulled up to an establishment in Arizona. I believe that's where it's located. A place where it's almost like Hooters, but they have a drive-thru. And what happened was, I'm guessing, a regular at the establishment, but on this particular day, he pulled up to the drive-thru, pants fully down, but he didn't know he was being recorded. A woman confronted him, and he sped away.
Hi, how are you? Good. Have you been here before?
Yeah.
Sir, you need to leave. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Now, why he did this, I don't know. But what I do know is that he let lust control his actions that day. And what did it lead to? He unalived himself. Because most likely he was consuming adult content. He was most likely gooning. And now he will forever be associated with the name Goonicide. And honestly, I wish it didn't go that way, but that is one extreme case of gooning. Now, I want to talk about how easily accessible gooning content is nowadays. So, I'm pretty sure a lot of us use YouTube, right? A lot of us are on YouTube. And I'll put it up on the screen. But I see so many ads of just actual corn on YouTube. Why is this on YouTube? Why is this allowed? I don't know. I'm looking at it right now. This is insane. This is crazy that they're able to show this on YouTube as an ad. Like, look how disgusting this is. The fact that you can just see this on YouTube, it's appalling. And think about how many kids are on YouTube. What happens when they scroll across this type of content? It's sad. And they're not actually showing it, but anyone with 2 brain cells can see what they're implying here. And the fact that this is allowed on YouTube as an ad is quite disturbing. So I put a few examples of this on the screen. And if YouTube decides to flag it or take this video down, it's going to raise a red flag. It's going to be concerning, because if they can push this out as ads, then why can't someone talk about this problem? So, men that are watching this, do not let this system push gooning content onto you, because just like that, you can become hooked. And once you become hooked on gooning content, it's very hard to stop. And some of the effects of gooning for too long, it can destroy your mental health. You look at people as objects. It's hard to develop relationships. You become awkward. And then what happens physically? Because you watch more and more gooning content, you need something more extreme each and every single time just to stimulate yourself. And what happens when you're in the real world with a real woman? You won't be able to get up. It happens. You won't be able to perform. I'm going to break it to you right here and right now. What you see on the gooning content, it's not real life. That's not how relations in real life work. So all that stuff you see in that type of adult content, it's all exaggerated. So if you think you're going to sleep with a girl and it's going to be like what you see online in the adult content industry, you will be mistaken. And you will most likely be embarrassed. She's not going to enjoy it. You might not be able to get up. And now, that's how the interaction ends. An embarrassment. She's leaving unsatisfied because you're a gooner. It's embarrassing. You don't want that to happen to you. Now, let's get into the main topic of this video. I came across a video by McKnight. Some of you watching this may know who that is. McKnight is a popular fitness influencer. He's been posting on YouTube for years, mainly fitness content, but he dabbles in looks maxing. And he's posted videos on this topic before of adult content, but there's this one recent video he just posted. And some of the stuff he's talking about in the video I relate to. And I knew I just had to make a reaction to it, to talk to you guys, to show you why gooning is ruining your life. Now, I've only watched half of this video, and I wanted to save the rest for y'all. So we're gonna watch this video from beginning to end. We're gonna get into why gooning is probably one of the worst things a man can get into. So without further ado, let's pull the video up.
This is not my normal video. I don't normally just sit down and talk to the camera, just talk to you guys. Because, you know, I don't want you to see who I am. Because that's dark. And I know, it's social media. I'm supposed to act cool. I'm supposed to show you the sports car I'm sitting in right now. I'm supposed to take my shirt off, show you my physique. I could use to pull any girl I want, right? Because that's what you want to see. And what you don't want to hear is that I'm 25. I have a crippling porn addiction. I've spent probably $20,000 on pornography.
Insane. I'll just say that off the bat. 20,000 on corn. That's how deep gooning addiction goes, fellas. But let's keep going.
I have no sex lives because I have erectile dysfunction whenever I try to get with a girl. And
That's what happens. I don't want to keep pausing it, but I want to pause it on important points. Notice how he correlates his ED with gooning. Because of the corn addiction, he cannot perform with women in real life. That is embarrassing. Not saying he is embarrassing. The act of not being able to perform when you're with a woman is probably one of the most embarrassing things a man can go through. So I just want to reiterate the point of gooning, that content. You need to stop. You need to get a hold of yourself.
actually confused as f***. And I'm just really f***ed up. And I think one of the reasons why I was so drawn to pornography in the first place is because I was raised in a super religious household where, like, sex before marriage, things like that, they were just these despicable, awful sins, right? And so naturally, in order to satisfy my sexual urges, I was turning towards porn and masturbation instead. And I'm not a neuroscientist or anything like that.
I will say I can relate to this. I also have been raised in a very spiritual, religious household, Christian household. The only thing I can say that's probably the difference between us is that I really take my faith seriously, and I turn to God for help to fight against my lustful desires. I pray to God to help me to not view that type of content, because I know how bad it gets. As a former gooner, I'm talking to you right now. As a man who was able to break free from that habit, I'm here to tell you that it's possible. So with that being said, even though you grow up in a spiritually religious household and you fall into the gooning habit, you can break free. All you need is help, and you can get it through God, brother.
But you just think about starting any behavior at such an impressionable age and then continuing that behavior for 10 years.
Now, you notice how he said he started at a very young age. 15, he says in the video. I can relate to that. I think the first time I was exposed to adult content, I was probably 8 or 9 years old. And that's probably why I'm very hypersexual in a way. Yeah, I'll just say what it is. It crosses my mind a lot. And I've probably been watching it longer than him because I started earlier than him. But the fact that I was able to break free, I know you can too. Because ever since I was a kid, I remember watching adult content, being a consistent gooner before it even was the term gooner. Like, come on. My mental went deep into this. Everything that he's talking about, except spending 20K on corn, because that's a lot of money. That's crazy. I've never spent a dime on corn. But a lot of what he's saying I can relate to, starting at a young age, growing up in a religious household, us being around the same age. So right now I can feel this guy. And I just want you to know, if you're around his age, younger, older, there's still hope for you. All you have to do is pray to help you get out of that cycle. Because if you don't, gooning is going to ruin every relationship you have. Notice how sad he is, how mentally scarred he looks.
You just think about like what kind of damage that could do. You know, my life is ruined, man. I'll never get that picture perfect family, white picket fence. Because I can't fucking love. I can't feel fucking anything, man.
I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of hard to watch. It's pretty sad. And I hope he's not, acting. This seems pretty genuine. I don't really watch him like that. But what I will say is just look how bad corn has affected this man. Look at his mental state right now. And he's still young. It's possible. If he stops now and really turns away from lust, he could probably find a relationship with a woman. He can still have that family. He would just have to work on himself that much harder. It's going to take effort. It's going to take work, and it's going to be hard. But it will be worth it in the end if he can lock in.
God, sometimes I just wish I was allowed to be a kid, man. Like, what the fuck was I supposed to do? I was a normal, healthy kid with normal sex drive, and I was taught to suppress it, man. And you want to know what the most twisted part about all this shit is? Is I'm not even sexually attracted to girls in real life. You want to know how I know that, man? You want to know how I know that, man? Because I get erectile dysfunction whenever I try to get with a girl. I'm like damaged, man. I'm like disaffected, and it fucking sucks because I don't want to be alone. It sucks not being able to feel or give love. I've tried relationships and they just fucking fail. Because I'm a monster, I can't feel anything. Sometimes I feel like I'm a sociopath, something fucked like that. And eventually you accept what you are. So you do what you can to feel something.
So what I will say is this. I don't think that he's saying that he's, attracted to men when he says that he's not aroused by women or attracted to women. What I'm thinking he's trying to say is that he's looked at gooning content so much that that's the only thing that gets him aroused now. Seeing women in real life don't even do it for him anymore. That's how bad looking at gooning content can affect you. That's how bad it gets. To the point where you can only get aroused when you're looking at that content, that extreme content. You won't even be aroused anymore looking at a normal, beautiful woman in person. See, when I was watching Gooner content, it made me view women differently. I haven't watched Gooning content in years now. And I'm actually proud to say that. Now, when I was watching Gooning content, I would see a beautiful woman. And you know what the first thought in my head would be? How she would be looking if she was naked. About me sleeping with that woman. I'm looking at her through a lens of lust. And that's a sin. And it's disgusting. It's sick. It's perverted. I'm so glad that I could stop, because now I look through life with a clear lens. Now, when I see a beautiful woman walk down the street, I'm not thinking about what she looks like with no clothes on. I'm thinking that that girl is a beautiful girl. Look at her beautiful smile. She has attractive eyes. I want to talk to her. I want to date her. I want to make her mine. I'm more encouraged to go up and talk to her. I'm more comfortable talking to her. I actually want to get to know her as a person. Now I'm not thinking these perverted thoughts. Of course, you'll be attracted to her physically if you see a woman down the street who looks good, but you're not thinking in a perverted way. You genuinely want to get to know her. You might want to date her. So I don't want to say this guy's a monster. I don't know him personally. I don't know what he does in his free time. But I really feel for this guy, because I've been there. I've been there. You start thinking in greed. You start thinking, what can people give me? You start thinking lust is an evil demon entity. You start thinking in greed. You start thinking, what can you get from people? And you start to low-key become a monster. Because gooning leads to things that you probably thought you would never be into, you would never do. But that's how it goes.
Because all you ever feel is nothing. So in an effort just to feel some kind of like intimacy, feel something, I started paying girls in real life to do things. And what really jacked me up is one of the girls, she started catching feelings. And it's like, damn, like, how do you tell this girl, like, sorry, I can't feel anything, I'm a fucking monster. The last girl that I dated, she made me feel like I was normal. And I think that's why I tried to hold on to her so hard. And I know you're watching this video, and I'm not strong enough to call or text you, but I just want you to know that I'm sorry. 'Cause I know I hurt you. You have no idea how beautiful I think you are, and you mean so much to me. And I guess I just want to say, like, if you're in the same boat as me and you are addicted to this stuff, I just want you to know that you're a good person, man. And I know you're trying, and no matter what you tell yourself, on a day-to-day basis, you being here matters, and it matters a lot. I haven't been active on social media in a long time, and I think partially I've just felt very fraudulent. I've had sort of this imposter syndrome, because I've acquired this success, but you guys, you don't really know who I am. I haven't done it authentically. The world doesn't really know who Dylan McKnight is. Because I feel like a lot of influencers, they try to upplay who they are, create this image that they're like this good guy, and I'm not. I'm not a good guy, and I guess as long as you guys are okay with that and accepting of that.
I feel like he's beating himself down just a little bit too much. Even with the evils that you've done in the past, it's not too late to turn. It's not too late to repent. It's not too late to become a better person. It's really never too late, man. You can become a better person, and it's never too late. Now, it's going to take work to repent. It's going to take work. It's going to take strength to admit your wrongs, to become humble. But I don't think this guy is a monster now. I know there was controversies with him before where he lied about gear usage. But all in all, I mean, in this video at least, I'm just taking it at face value. He seems genuine. And I really wish nothing but the best for this man. And I don't know if he still is a religious man, but he can turn his life to God. And he probably would have a more fulfilling life if he did that. It's what I wish for all of you guys, because I know it's hard. You feel bad when you watch that type of gooning content, because I know once you finish, you don't really feel good about yourself. You don't feel like you're the best person in the world. I know there's probably some type of guilt that you feel after you finish watching that gooning content. It's not normal. Whatever society may say, it's really not normal. Men aren't meant to go online and goon the pixels. Men are supposed to be with women in real life, form real, genuine relationships. Not go to a goon cave and look at pixels and bust on themselves. It's not normal. So let's continue the video.
On a positive note, I'm in phenomenal shape. I'm very natural. Currently 5'11", 165 pounds. That's like the definition of natty. So yeah, I don't know. I guess how do you transition this into something else? This is, I love you guys. I love you guys, man. And I am healing. Like, I'm starting to feel things again, and I'm starting to, be surrounded by good people. I've just felt so hollow for the longest time, and I'm feeling like myself again. I'm just starting to feel things like I know I look like a bitch, man, crying, but like
Don't say that, bro. Men cry. I mean, you posted it for, the world to see, but men do cry. Jesus cried. So you're not the B word for crying. You're human. You have emotions, brother. So don't call yourself that just because you shed a tear. It's a serious topic. So I wouldn't call yourself that, man. And with that will end the reaction. So it's about a 13-minute video he posted. We got through most of it. There's probably only a little bit left. If you want to watch it, his name is Dylan McKnight on YouTube, so you can go to his channel and check it out. But basically, I want to touch on a few points here. You see what gooning has done to this man. Ruined his mental health. Ruined his physical health. He can't get up with normal women. He's not even attracted to women in real life. It's ruined relationships. He can't feel anything anymore. He can't feel normal human emotion. Consumed by the demons of lust. To the point where he spent $20,000 on gooner content. Online. Girls he's probably never met before. Girls that probably didn't know who he was before this. Girls who probably don't even view him as a normal human being. Just a transaction number. That's how they view him. He's not developing real relationships. And do you think that satisfies the human soul? No. We are literally born to form relationships with people, deep connections with people. So the fact that it's gotten this bad for him, I know there's a man out there who is just as bad, if not worse, than this man right here. And I want to say, we're not judging. I'm not judging. Because as I said, I was a former gooner. It's gotten bad for me. I started at an early age, and I probably watched gooning content probably every day. Every day for years. There would be certain times where I would tell myself to stop. I'd probably go a day without watching it, 2 days without watching it, maybe 3 max, and then I was right back at it. It was a daily habit, multiple times a day. And when I look back at it, it was bad. It affected my relationships with girls in real life. It affected how I viewed women. It affected how I moved in real life. It affected my mental health. It affected how I acted. It affected my motivations. Everything. But once I stopped, once I broke free, I'm able to develop real relationship. It's easier for me to talk to people. It's easier for me to look at women how they're really supposed to be viewed as. Beautiful people. I'm looking at her for her qualities. Of course, you're going to notice physical attraction. I'm not saying that's bad, but I'm looking at a woman, I'm looking at, she is beautiful. I would love to get to know her. I would love to go out with her, make her my girlfriend. I would love that. Instead of when I was gooning, looking at a beautiful woman and being like, look at that booty, you know, look at them racks she got. I'm trying to tap that. No, bro. Women will notice that. Once you stop gooning and actually have a conversation with women, they will treat you better. You're not looked at as some weird pervert. Brother, gooning is not normal. Gooning is not something that you should want to do or look forward to. There would be times where I would be at work and I would just think about, oh, I'm about to get home and I'm about to goon. I didn't say it like how it was now. I didn't say the words, I'm about to goon, but I'm about to go home, go on that website, and I'm about to find the perfect video. And brother, I would spend hours, easily, hours scrolling, gooning, edging for hours, looking for the perfect video to finish to. And it's embarrassing, yeah, to say now, but I'm coming to you man to man, and I'm being real with you. Wasting my time, wasting my life, wasting my energy, my actual life force energy on pixels, on women who don't know I exist, on women who don't know even I'm alive. to pixels, to a screen. You don't know how embarrassing that is, brother. Do you not see how embarrassing that is when you say it out loud? That's why we do it in the dark. That's why we do it secluded places when no one else is looking. Because you know if someone walked in on you gooning, it would be embarrassing. It would. Brother, do you know that ever since I stopped for years now, I'm naturally more attracted to women in real life. Women are more attracted to me in real life. I have a better energy about myself. I'm not over here wasting my seed on pixels. So I want to share 2 scriptures with you to close this video out. But if you have a Bible, turn with me in the scriptures to Ephesians 5, verse 3 and 4. It reads, "Let sexual immorality and every sort of uncleanness or greediness not even be mentioned among you, just as it is proper for holy people, neither shameful conduct, nor foolish talking, nor obscene jesting, things that are not befitting, but rather the giving of thanks." Now, let's turn to Colossians 3, verse 5. That's Colossians 3, verse 5. "Deaden, therefore, your body members that are on the earth as respects sexual immorality, uncleanness, uncontrolled sexual passion, hurtful desire, and greediness, which is idolatry." What are these scriptures telling us? To get rid of our lustful desires, because lustful desires lead to sin. Lust leads to greediness. Brother, the Bible is here to tell you to get rid of that bad habit. You must get rid of anything that will even tempt you to look at gooning content. Brother, it's going to take effort. It's going to be hard at first. But before you know it, a week will go by and you haven't watched it. A month, 6 months, a year. And by that time, it's easier just to go through life without that gooning content. Yes, there will be temptations that pop up. There will be situations where it crosses your mind and you may feel like doing it. But the Bible is here to help you, to give you guidance, to give you knowledge and wisdom from our Holy Father. It's going to take effort. Continue to pray. I'll be praying for him. I'll be praying for you. And I'll be praying for myself so we can all avoid lustful temptations, falling into the habit of gooning. Because it's not normal. It's not something men should be doing. We should be out there creating life, creating. We should be out there working hard, developing real relationships, not wasting our energy on pixels, not wasting our life force on a toilet paper. Brother, we can do better. Do not give up. Keep trying. If you relapse, pray for forgiveness. Ask the Holy Father for strength to resist and keep moving forward. With that being said, brother, I want to give you hope, inspiration. Hopefully I could help a man out there to stop gooning, because at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, gooning will ruin your life. It's not worth it, brother. Save yourself before it's too late. Instead of going to gooning content, work on yourself, work on your grind, work on your craft. Find a passion that you can do whether you get the temptation or not. Spend time working on yourself rather than tearing yourself down with gooning content. With that being said, I'm wishing the best for you, praying for you, and I hope you put in the work. And keep on the grind, brothers. Keep on the righteous path. And remember, fellas, we got work to do.